Hi guys, and welcome to Chengi's World. I am so glad you guys are joining me again for this new edition. Ooh. I am having a totally great time talking to you guys and interacting with you guys and meeting you guys on Instagram and Facebook. So make sure you check me out at Chengi's World on both those platforms. So today I want to talk about how to get what you want from your man. Okay, so keep tuned, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, press the like button, and please leave a comment because I would love to have this chat with you and let me know what you think. So here we go. So I'm sure you guys have already seen my other video, how to get what you want. Now, how to ask for what you want. Now the thing is, I speak to a lot of girls, and one of the complaints I get is the romance isn't there anymore. He doesn't do what he used to do. He doesn't compliment me the way he used to. He doesn't make me feel as special as he used to. He doesn't buy the flowers like he used to. And you start to feel stale, and because he's not doing what he used to do, you're not so keen to do what you used to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So what ends up happening is a relationship becomes really stale along the way. So I want to give you guys a really quick and easy tip on how you can get more of what you want and less of what you don't want, because it's actually very simple. You just need to be paying attention. So keep tuned and don't forget to subscribe. Here's what we do as women is we meet a guy and he opens doors for us, and he pays for our dinner, and he buys us nice things and tells us we're pretty. And at first, it's wonderful. We're like, oh, thank you. Oh. And then after a while, we get used to him being a gentleman. So he opens the door and you just walk through. And in your mind, this is who he is what he does, is what comes naturally to him. But in his mind, and what happens to us as human beings is where we're not, if you don't tell me what is pleasing you or what makes you happy, then I'm never going to know that. And one thing with men is they always want their women to be happy. I know, contrary to a lot of opinions, when a guy is in a relationship with you, even if he's just dating you, what he really wants is to know what makes you happy so that he can press the happy button, because he knows a happy wife makes a happy life, a happy girlfriend makes a happy guy. So he's always looking for that thing that makes you happy. And at first, he's going to play out everything that he thinks makes women happy, and he will hear from your signals. And it's just the same thing, the same principle applies in the bedroom. If you don't show or express to your partner what's making you happy, then he's never gonna know, right? Okay, so keeping that moving. So basically, what I wanted to share was, when your guy, let's say you've started dating and your guy is being really sweet and is doing, pay him a compliment and make a big deal of the stuff that he's doing right. So when he opens the door for you, don't just walk through and say thanks. Walk through, look back at him and say, thank you. Thank you for opening the door for me. It might seem like you're being extreme, but what you are saying is, this is a standard I need kept. This is something that brings out the happy in me. And I am putting a little bit of a flashlight on it because I want you to know that this makes me happy. And if you can continue to reinforce, one of the things as human beings is we really respond to positive reinforcement because we're naturally wired to pull ourselves down. We're naturally wired to think we're making mistakes. We're naturally wired for failure. So when we get somebody who comes into our lives and says, hey, that was great, then we want to do it again, because making people happy and getting praise for doing something right builds up our ego. And we know guys, they've got a bigger ego than most. That we don't have as big an ego as men have an ego. So for guys, it's their way, and it's our way of getting their ego up in a sort of positive way. His ego is better pleased when he's trying to please you. So when your partner buys you some flowers, the perfect way to have more of that throughout your relationship is to set that standard from the beginning. The first time he buys you flowers, so this is like for a couple that is just starting to date, when he does buy you flowers and you love flowers and you want flowers to be a part of your relationship, then, oh babe, oh, this is amazing. I love flowers. They make me happy. And I just find men who buy me flowers so sexy. You see, another thing is men if you associate what you find attractive and sexy in his actions, then he's always gonna want to be sexy for you. So attaching that little bit of, oh, I think it's so sexy, or I really appreciate a guy that buys me flowers. It's just so thoughtful. And you put those flowers in a vase and you take your time and let him see how happy flowers make you. And, give him a little bit of, oh, I'm so happy because you want me flowers. I love flowers. And, I personally am one of those women who's like, I love flowers just randomly. There's nothing like just Wednesday flowers. I'm just thinking about you flowers. Not necessarily your birthday, so I buy you flowers, or it's Valentine's, so I buy you flowers. That's lovely and it's wonderful, and I kind of expect it from my man on those occasions. I know it's bad, but it's always nice to get that random. Tell him when you want it. I just love it when on a normal day, ordinary day, when nothing amazing has happened, I show up with your flowers. Thank you so much, and make a fuss of it and reward good behavior. Okay, so that's really the point that I'm trying to make, is that if you want more of something, if it really sparks joy in you when he makes you a cup of tea, don't underplay that. I know it will seem like, oh, I'm just being extra, but not really. Don't underplay those things that make you happy. And if you've already been in a relationship for a long time and you've started taking your man for granted, start to say, I just love when you do this for me, and make a fuss about it. Even if he hasn't done it for a while, make it present, so that it's not like, you used to be so nice, you used to buy me flowers, but I really love it when you buy me flowers. It's so thoughtful. And every small thing that he does for you, if you appreciate it and you praise it and you give it credence, I promise you, girl, that man is gonna want to do it all the time. Guess what? Because we're all humans. And when you tell me, girl, I like your earrings, I want to wear them all the time. It's just how it is. I'm going to want to wear them on screen all the time because you like something, and we want to give people what they like. The problem is the romance fades because when we start to enter a relationship, we take certain things for granted. We know that he likes to do them, so we just think he likes to do them. And a lot of stuff that men would continually do and stop doing it is when you don't get thanks for it, when you don't get praise for it. And if you're in a relationship and somebody's always pointing out the things you do wrong, eventually you'll just do more of them, because no one wants to be in a relationship with somebody who can't be pleased. There's nothing that I can do to please you. There's nothing I can do. There's no mountain I can climb. There is no gesture I can give you that would please you. So guess what I do? I just stop bothering, and then the romance starts to fade. So whether you've been in a relationship for 10 years, you can still bring that romance back, but it starts with looking at the small things he does for you and thanking him and praising him and making a fuss of it. When he does what he does all the time, give him some praise. Tell him you think it's sexy. Always works, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I think it's so sexy when you tell me I look pretty. I feel so turned on, so exciting. Because the boys, they like to turn their girls on, or for them it's a real ego boost, and being found sexy and attractive by their woman is probably the biggest compliment that you could ever pay them. So that is a little bit of tip from me to you, a nice little short video for you girls to say how to get more of what you want is to praise the small things, make a fuss of the small things, really take the time to look him in the eye and say, baby, that was like so special. And I want to say that not only just for your guy, but for your girlfriends and for your relationships, is, you know, learn to stop and pause and say, you know, that was really special what you did. I had a friend who did something really special. We were sort of going somewhere and he said, oh, why don't you go and buy your son a drink or whatever. And he just sort of reached into his pocket and he gave my son some money. And I thought that was so thoughtful. That was so thoughtful, you know, and I made a point of saying thank you. That was really thoughtful, because I think in relationships, when people do something minute, whether they're friends or family, and we don't stop and say, you know, that was special, even if it's our kids, that was really special and that meant a lot to me, and I recognize that, and I am keeping a mental note of that, people then want to do more for you. They want to give you more. They want to be their better selves for you. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And make sure you like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. I'll see you soon. Bye.